Oh, good morning. We're starting off 7 minutes behind schedule this morning. Should have set out at 7:30 a.m. Well, we have just checked out of our Holiday Inn here in Rock Springs, and we've got a beautiful morning. Nice and cool and bright and clear and sunshine. Only those conditions would continue all through today, so we could get great pictures of the Tetons. But we're circling around the Rock Springs area here as we're just preparing to pull out. We're going to go up the street and eat a little breakfast at the Village Inn. And then it's 3 to 4 hour drive on 2-lane US highway up to the Grand Tetons. Well, this gives new meaning to the word Tulies. We're about, let's see, 4 miles north of Rock Springs. And this is what it's been like all the way so far. Just totally desolate. Very, very few cars. Nothing but sagebrush to both sides. Haven't seen one dwelling, business, or anything since leaving Rock Springs. Just a little bit on the desolate side, as we're got about 150 miles more of this before we get to Jackson. But it's a nice day, and let's hope it stays that way. Behind my back, and ooh, I'm in ecstasy. Don't saddle me with kisses. I can give that. Well, a couple of hours have passed. Still approaching Tetons. About 30 miles south now. Don't take out your handkerchiefs. I don't wanna cry. I just wanna thank you like thank you. Nothing like a good thank you. It's a little more scenic now. Take out your handkerchiefs. I don't wanna cry. I just wanna thank you guys. There's nothing wrong with me. I just like things a little rough, and you better not disagree. But I don't like a big softy, no. I like someone mean and bossy. Let me speak to you right there. You better like hanky. Nothing like a good spanky. Don't take out your handkerchiefs. I don't wanna cry. I just wanna thank you like thank you. Nothing like a good thank you. Don't take out your handkerchiefs. I don't wanna cry. I just wanna thank you guys. Well, we're getting closer and closer, as you can see. 29 more miles to Teton Park, 82 miles to Yellowstone. And boy, really, really beautiful now. It's been this way for about the past 10-20 miles. Been following the Hoback, or I think it's the Hoback River, which is just right off to our left here. And it has been really gorgeous for the last 10-20 miles. Beautiful scenery. Beautiful trees. We're in the Brigger Teton National Forest. Well, let's get rid of that date so you can see the grandeur of the beauty here. Private jet touching down here in Grand Teton National Park. And if you're ready for a spectacle, let's look this way. Teton Mountains. Clouds touching the very peaks. They seem to be lifting off just a little bit. We can see a little bit more of them than we could earlier. Pass through Jackson to get up here, of course. It looks like a very, very nice western town. Tourist mecca. Get those damn clouds up there to lift just another 1,000 feet, I think we'd be doing good. Nice and cool, temperature in the 50s, I believe. You can see clouds obstructing the very peaks of the mountains. Looks like you can see almost to the top, but not quite. Well, we'll continue our trip through Grand Teton, and hopefully the clouds will lift up a little higher. Can you hear that sound? Oh, what that is, bugs or something. Well, as I was driving down the road, I could see the top of the Grand Teton for a split second before some more clouds came and covered it over again. But that would be Grand Teton right there. This must be South Teton. So close to being a beautiful day. Bright sunshine overhead. Must be North Teton. So close. This is as wide as angle as I can get. I saw a flying critter and it clicks as it flies. Don't know whether you can hear that clicking sound as with the wind blowing there, but those are bugs. You're probably going to get tired of seeing these pretty soon, because every time I go a couple inches down the road, I think the next spot is just a little bit prettier than the spot before. But I've got to say, without the shadow of a doubt, this is the most beautiful scenery I've ever seen in my life. Just sitting down here on the valley floor, and those mountains are just right there, rising thousands of feet above. The contrast in height is so great. I don't know what elevation we are down here on the valley floor. You can really see a lot of snow in there. Well, I think we've come as far north as we're going to now in the Teton National Forest. Basically, it heads on up toward Yellowstone now. We would go up and tape Old Faithful going off, but that would be at least 2 hours, maybe more, and might even have to wait an hour to see it erupt. So that might be a 2 to 4 hour excursion. And we'd rather go back and spend some time in Jackson. Maybe still go up the tramway today if there's still some cloud-free conditions. Well, we finished our tour of Grand Tetons National Park now, and we are just now re-entering Jackson. 2:10. Local time. We will now go into Jackson. It's a little thick here in downtown Jackson. We're not quite to downtown yet, but all the names of the places have a Western motif. The Kentucky Fried Chicken unit of downtown Jackson, Wyoming.
Program that'll give you a lot of the information on the resort, development of it, and our tram, and some of the info on the surrounding areas. If you have any questions afterwards, I'll answer those that aren't too tough. Now, we're going to be traveling about 17 miles an hour, 1,500 feet a minute. Our time up the mountain will be just about 10 minutes. It's 38 degrees on top with about a 10-mile-an-hour breeze, so it's a little brisk, but not too bad. So enjoy the trip and have fun. That's the most important part.
Little ladder for it.
That's to get on the roof.
Oh.
Hello everyone, and thank you for riding the world-famous Jackson Hole Aerial Tramway. The tram is owned and operated by the Jackson Hole Ski Corporation, which along with the ski resort takes its name from the valley floor below. The French fur trappers of the late 1700s gave many of the local geographic thought range, and the two mountains that comprise the ski area are today still known by these French names. The mountain we are now ascending is called Rendezvous, which takes its name from occasions held by the trappers and friendly Indians where ideas, stories, crafts, and valuables were bartered and traded. These rendezvous were first evidence of the dream of Western living and prosperity becoming reality. The smaller mountain to the north is called Aprez-vous, which means after you. Robert McClellan of Vancouver, British Columbia, and employs machinery and diversified components manufactured worldwide. Today, we enjoy the second generation of tram cabins specially built in Austria. The tramway uses a 400 horsepower direct current motor, over 15 miles of steel cable, 175 wheels of various sizes, and 5 independent braking systems, which along with other tramways enjoys a worldwide acceptance as one of the safest modes of mountain transportation. Beginning in 1965, wide trails and traverses provide a great network of skiing throughout the vastness of the two mountains. Jackson Hole skiers enjoy more expert, intermediate, and beginner terrain than 90% of all ski areas in this country, as well as boasting the greatest vertical rise of all ski areas in the United States. The mountain topography, the great powder snow, expansive groomed runs, and a world-renowned ski school bring people from around the world to ski Jackson Hole. In fact, hundreds of thousands of skier visits were counted this past season, and all of our visitors enjoyed an abundance of safe, uncrowded, fun, and excellent skiing conditions.
Well, the camera won't bring out the nicest feature of this room, which is the smell. You can just smell the pine. It just smells so rustic. Wood paneling all the way around in our room here at the Alpenhof. Just walk over to the tramway. In fact, the entire Teton Village is all just one little small walking area. Window open here. The better side of the building would be the other side. They have balconies that would overlook the tramways. So naturally, we're over here in the sticks. But a very nice room here at the Alpenhof. And that now will conclude our coverage. Everything we did today was video coverage. We did eat lunch at Wendy's in Jackson before coming up here to Teton Village. So we're going to conclude video coverage for today, and we'll be back at you again tomorrow. Good day.